Okay, I was originally under the impression that after blowing America's lead versus Sweden in the Women's Soccer World Cup, that would pretty much be the last we'd hear of Megan Rapinoe, because she announced then that she was retiring from soccer. And in case you need a rundown of who she is, outside of her career in soccer, she's also known for her political activism on the field. She's expressed her disgust for this country, all while benefiting from a right that many countries don't, which is freedom of speech and freedom of expression. So, by definition, she's free to say what she wants, but that doesn't mean there won't be social backlash. She's refused to even stand for the national anthem at multiple occasions. And just outside of that, she's known to be an insufferable person by multiple accounts. Well, she's back because apparently then she wasn't fully retired. And we're going to talk about how her final career game went. But before we kick that one off, make sure that you like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not already, and share this video. So just 3 minutes into her final career game, and hopefully it truly is this time, she suffered a non-contact ACL injury, to which she had this to say.
Yeah, I thought about it a little bit. I mean, you know, I'm not a religious person or anything, and if there was a God, like, this is proof that there isn't. It's fucked up. So, yeah, it's just fucked up because, like, 6 minutes in.
I can't stand the fact that she's laughing at a statement like that.
It's so bad.
Yes, ma'am. You're good.
No way.
You know, I must say, I've never heard an argument so eloquent as to why there isn't a God. Forget all the homeless people, forget the orphans, forget the injustices that happen in the world. All of that pales in comparison to this, so I'm sold. Sarcasm aside, I am not here to judge anyone on their religion or lack thereof. You believe what you believe, even if I disagree. But it's all about context, and in this particular case, it comes across as extremely ungrateful and narcissistic. Megan Rapinoe has made millions over the years, as well as had a platform to spread her political agenda to no end. But yet, because this bad thing happens to her, there must be no God?
There is no justice. There is no God. Do you hear me? I renounce my faith.
Give me a break. DC Drano said on X, now that Megan Rapinoe is leaving soccer the same way she came in, broken and on her knees, I officially nominate this warrior to be captain of the women's soccer team, with a picture of a girls' soccer team, which I presume to be American because everybody except for one is taking a knee. Which, here's my take on it. When you're playing against another country, you're putting your own country's reputation on the line. And win or lose the game, it's important to put up a united front. When you stand for the national anthem, it shows your respect for the people who fought and died for the ideals of this country. It shows that you recognize the benefits that you reap because of their service. And by no means is our country perfect. There are always improvements that can be made. But when you cannot put your issues aside for even 1 minute, it highlights your self-centeredness and ego. And in my religion, as Sikhs, one line from our holy scripture that comes to mind is, those who call themselves kings out of ego and pride will be caught like parrots in a trap. And there is a Bible parallel that says that those who exalt themselves will be humbled. And I bring these lines up because without a sense of spiritual grounding, you become like Megan Rapinoe, somebody with an overinflated sense of self-importance. Somebody commented and said, contrary, it's proof of God's endless love for us, despite our denial of him. Candace Owens put this perfectly in her video about this matter. She said, and I quote, people tend to view themselves as their own God, which brings me to our next narcissist who, rather than deny the existence of God, said that God acted directly through her in defending her actions. Here we have Detroit native and gospel singer Bobby Storm. She's been nominated for a few Grammys, so good for her. That definitely shows her hard work. Well, she got the news of her nominations while waiting takeoff, and this is how it ensued.
I'm starting right now on the billboard. I can sit down and I'll sit down. The seatbelt signs off. The seatbelt signs off. It's not a disturbance. Once you hit. It's right here, babe.
Okay, have a seat.
I am. I'm gonna have a seat. Okay, so watch me bless him. So I used to sing on planes a long time ago. I just found out I'm up for 2 Grammys. My very first time, you guys. My name is Bobby Storm, and and I'm up for 2 Grammys. I sing for the Lord, and my song is out on all platforms. It's called We Can't Forget 'Em. Michael McDonald cleared it. Warren G is on the original record as well. It's with Regulators. I want to share this with you guys. I wanted to do it when I first got on the plane, but I was like, you know, I haven't done this in a while. I've gotten to the next status, so.
Are you able to be quiet?
But they're enjoying it. So while we're sitting.
This guy does not give a crap. Doesn't give a
Here, could I please?
I'm not enjoying it, so I'm asking you, can you be quiet?
Okay, well,
That's a
I'll find that up.
That's a yes or no answer, please.
Am I gonna go to jail if I don't?
Can you please answer my question? Are you willing
Jesus Christ,
and able
just
to be
fall in
quiet
line.
right now?
I'm doing
Just
what
do
the
what you're
Lord is
told.
telling me to
I'm
do.
asking you a question, yes or no. I'm your flight leader. I need you to follow my instruction.
Okay.
My instruction for you to answer my question. Are you able to be quiet?
I love
What do you
this
guys
guy.
think?
I'm asking you, ma'am.
I'm asking you guys. What do you guys
Okay.
think?
If you're not able to follow my instruction, you will not be taking this flight.
Ah, okay.
Are you
that's
able
how-
Nobody's
That's
listening.
the
Nobody's
case.
listening to you anymore. Stop it.
Father, I thank you for each day in my life. I realize.
Sheesh. This lady is the definition of insufferable. Okay, first off, you could see in the beginning of the video that she was already being told to take her seat, so it looked like she was misbehaving in the beginning. Now, all that aside, there's nothing wrong with sharing your joy with people. You did something that was very commendable and you should be proud. But also, when the flight attendant tells you to be quiet and take your seat, you should be listening. And notice that she asked other people if they wanted her to keep going and nobody responded. Why? Because they just want to go about their own day. Now, what's more, you said you would comply, but when his back was turned, you did the opposite. At that point, nobody wanted to listen to you.
Wait, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Now, if that wasn't enough for her, she then took to Instagram to talk about her experience with this. Let's watch that.
Hey you guys, it's rest day for me, so the hair is looking a little crazy, but I wanted to follow up with you guys on Delta. They did reach out to me, so whoever called, I can't say thank you because I don't want this man to be reprimanded where he loses his job. I simply want us to keep in mind how to treat each other. And there was no rules being broken, and it was just me spreading my joy with people after they gave me the go to do so. So I just hope that if he watches this, he's able to learn a valuable lesson on how to treat other people. But I just want to say you guys can stop reaching out to Delta. They have apologized, and they are fans of Maverick City. So the best way you guys can support me and my music is by just streaming my single, We Can't Forget 'Em, and going to check out Maverick City and praying that we take home the Grammys that we're nominated for.
Okay, we're done here. Wow. How gracious of her to hope that the person who was just doing their job doesn't get in any trouble. Seriously, this woman is the definition of insufferable. No apology to the employee who was just doing his job and, in my opinion, did the perfect thing. He let her have her moment, but when it was time to quiet down, he did what he needed to do. Second of all, no apologies to the passengers whose lives she might have made even more difficult. Flying is stressful enough and people just want to get to their location. So this person needs to learn how to be more self-aware. And what's more, she used this as an opportunity to self-promote even further, which tells me all that I need to know about her. Thankfully, the internet was there to call her out on her crap. Gina Graham said, "You should have just been quiet. The Lord had nothing to do with that." Sylvester B, "Don't include the Lord in your vanity." Finally, Team Mua, "It's a personal preference. I'm a believer, but forcing people to listen to singing when they just might want to rest is entitlement." Yes, both Megan Rapinoe and Bobby Storm are perfect examples of what happens when you're told how great you are and live in your own echo chamber. You become unwilling to hear it when somebody might say that what you're doing isn't the best or that it's not always about you. It leads to pridefulness, narcissism, and an unwillingness to take personal accountability. Well, if you're somebody who's listening to this and does hold yourself to a higher standard, that's something to be proud of and grateful for as we move into the holidays. Happy early Thanksgiving, people. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new to this channel, watch some of these videos. Also, feel free to follow me on social media. Until next time.